I think, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so why don't you guys introduce yourself and then we'll get going.
So I'm Mario Plasencia. I guess I don't have to be Adam's dad.
Well, you are AP's dad on
Yeah.
social media.
AP's dad. That's pretty
AP's
much
pops.
signature at this point. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's cool. My name is Oscar Perez.
Oscarine way.
Mostly known for my Oscarine's Kitchen and do a lot of cooking videos and whatnot on social media. But it's cool that you brought that verse up because that's one verse that I carry with me all the time. I don't know if you ever noticed this chain on me. So it's a little weight and it has that engraved in the back. Yeah.
That's
Philippians 4:13.
Oh, when you said earlier, you're like, I got it right here. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
I
I
did not
literally
know
just
that.
put up
Yeah,
a cuadro
that's
today
cool.
that has that. So
And it's the thing that catches people's eyes because they see my little chain and they see a little weight. Oh, that's cool, bro.
Yeah.
You pump iron with this? And it's it's actually a Bible verse.
Yeah, see,
That's cool.
right there. And so, like, I like how we kind of jumped in. Usually, each podcast, where I try to give a little thing about the Lord, right, and kind of jump in and just tie in the conversation with the Lord. Well, I was gonna say I had started each Bible verse. Remember, I asked if it was a favorite one, and you had Philippians 4:13, and then happened to be with Oscar as well. So that's kind of cool, right?
yeah.
But mine is specifically Isaiah 60:22. So I've named it on every podcast up until this point. I'm pretty sure by the time season 1 ends of this podcast, I'm like, bro, we know his favorite verse. We know the words of it. So it's Isaiah 60:22, and basically states, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Right?
What's up?
And it comes back down to like faith and just timing, right? And then your guys is right there with strength.
Yeah.
You know.
So since we're on the subject,
Yeah, yeah.
how long ago did you start getting into God and like church? Because I've known you for a long time, and this is the most I hear you talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I feel like initially you're gonna get like, oh, bro, it's Louis, bro. You know. But I feel like you go through an experience, right? You guys obviously were my friends. We've been friends for a long time. So when you knew like, oh, bro, like I'm hitting you for money, bro. You're like, this guy, something's going on, right? Like he's not doing too good, or vice versa, right? And I would think, I would hope the same. Like if you guys were asking me, my first reaction is gonna be like, you good, you know? And so the addiction had gotten kind of bad for me, and I pretty much had nowhere else to go to but God. Like he left me no choice but to go to Him, and then from there, bro, I just got curious. You know, got introduced to a Bible study, and it's funny because Mario tried for years to get us involved, get the friends go right to church and to Bible study, and I think that's where it comes down to. It's all about timing. Back to the verse, but I could go like black and blue and come and push God on you,
Right?
But it's not going to be until it's your time. And so I feel like, at least with me, bro, you said it yourself. You know me a long time,
Right.
And so you're like, bro, I'm just kind of tripping out. It's cool.
Yeah.
So I think when people really see that it's genuine, right? Like behind the scenes, right? Obviously, you know that me and my wife are good, right? Me and my kids are good, and I'm good right now. Like I feel like I'm getting there. I'm sharing it, and I want my people like to see, like, oh wow, like that's not Louis, that's the Lord. And I feel like if I can get that message out slowly but surely, and let people know, like, bro, I still have faults, bro.
Well, yeah,
Human,
everybody
you know?
does. Yeah.
And but I mean, people, because on social media, bro, you could portray an image, right? And I think when I come out and I give videos or I give the podcast, I want it to be as raw, and I want people to understand, like, nah, bro, it's an everyday thing. Like, I was gonna give an example today, right? But my birthday, and you would think like, okay, I'm blessed. I'm a manager, right? I didn't hit my goal today, 10 grand a day, but I hit 7. And it's crazy how this literally just tied into what we did in the first podcast, bro. And I said, if you can fail 7 out of 10 times in baseball, you're still considered successful, right? So I got $7,000, and that was on my mind. Like, man, I should have got 10. I needed this. My dad and them right away, right? We're at the game. I had the schedule, right? We were texting and like, you went off the schedule. Yeah. And so like I told my pops earlier, like, hey, I'm gonna chill with my boys. Like, if you want to come to the house, you're more than welcome to stop by. Like, I didn't barbecue. I mean, we could order pizza. I don't know. We could figure it out, but I already kind of had friends committed to come over. So that's what. If you guys want to come and join, you're more than welcome to. Right?
That's what got me the pizza. I was like, oh, let's go.
Then we could hit.
And then you said Fireball Restaurant. I was like, all right. He's gonna ditch us.
No,
that's when I sent the screen. That's when I sent.
Well, because nobody confirms. Nobody really confirms.
He has black on speed dial though, so
yeah. When we get off,
we'll have a little celebrity drop in by Black.
Shout out to Black. But no, I see. I forgot where I was even kind of going off of. But back to what was the initial when I came
about 7 out of 10. You're talking about the
so like today 70%, right? And I'm just going through everything about like what's going wrong, like, bro. And I just kind of like sat back and I was like, I'm sorry, God, like I'm blessed. Like my daughter is coming out and I'm not wearing it, bro.
Right.
I had that little. Remember, she gave me the "It's my birthday" pin.
Lissa. Hit her up.
And then, oh my God,
Meatloaf. What it now?
and I'm just starting to think like, man, dude, like I have my friends coming over, bro. Like, you know, I can't hit 7 today, but I could hit 10 tomorrow. You know, like I still have a job, right? I still have my house. My kids are right here. Like my friends are here. Like I'm blessed, bro. Like,
right.
So I didn't let it affect the day, and that's how usually it starts, right? Yeah. And, but back to the original, bro, with God, like that's how it happened, bro. I just was down and out, and I feel like when you go through your season, it's very, you know, isolated.
Right.
You know, it's not that you're trying to distance yourself from your friends. At the moment, you're just going through what you're going through. You know,
finding
you gotta
yourself, getting right with God and everything. I feel like everybody goes through that because you have your up and downs. Like me, I go to church and all, and I with God, but I wish I could go more, which I probably could. But you know, that's just my life. I'm like up and down, here and there. But as much as I could, I talk to God, especially when I go running. I feel like that's when I'm like, I have no headphones, I have no nothing, and it's just, I feel like it's just me and God, just boom. And I always come up with a better, like, I come out positive with. That's where I get all my ideas, a lot of my ideas, even like with the Oscarin's Kitchen, my meal prep.
Yeah.
That's where I got it from. I basically just talking to God, but while I run, that's when I have like my peace and quiet and moment.
Do you run every day?
Nah.
No.
Okay. I try to run a lot as much as I could, but like I said, I'm just, just so busy, caught up with work, with life, and the procrastination of just working out in general.
Do you work out every day?
I feel a lot better now.
Yeah.
I don't run, and I tell myself like I should be running.
Right.
So knowing that you don't run every day.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I don't even go to
not
the
too
gym
far
every
behind
day.
then.
But it's just like working out. Even that alone is so hard.
Yeah.
Just to find the motivation and like they say, like, cliche or whatever, but like the hardest thing is getting to the gym. But it's true. Once you get to the gym, you get that workout.
Yeah.
Remember, you've been going to the gym.
Yeah.
You come out, but when you did, that feeling when you come out, you're like, you never regret a workout. And you'll never regret a workout, and you'll never regret a run.
Right.
What you regret the most is not showing up.
Yeah.
That's the one that hurt.
I'll never forget the first time I wanted to work out when I hit weights, right? And bro,
you bought a whole weight set?
No, I hit up Savage,
No,
right?
the first time I met him,
Hey, you pump, right? Yeah, we. Kyle. So we freaking went balls to the wall on the first one, bro.
Let the record show I was young and I was like still getting into workout. I didn't know about like, you got to start off slow, especially if you haven't worked out in a while. You got to start them off slow.
Never worked out.
Never
not saying in a while.
Let's go pump iron. So there we go. We're doing sets.
Dude.
Bench pressing. Oh, let's
crazy.
go, bro. Add some more.
Yeah.
So, it was
and the next day, bro, I couldn't even take off my shirt.
He called into work. Because he told me Alyssa had him putting on his shirt.
Bro.
She was there helping him dress.
I'm like, I call this, I can't even call him. Let's call Savage.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Call him.
Dude.
Oh, my God.
I could just imagine when he was taking his shit. Listen, come on.
Oh, my God. Hey.
Poor this, man.
I don't want to even give
cool.
I didn't even want to give the audience that image, my boy.
I just noticed.
They got it.
I just noticed he had Gatorades right there.
No, wait, they're Minute Maids. Wait, are there members mark? Wait, oh no, yeah.
What is that?
Gatorade.
No, because those on the back, there's a members
I
mark.
was gonna be like Steph Curry and like put them down before the
before the interview.
You know what I mean? They take them off the table.
That'd be tight. Maybe one day.
I'm not getting paid. Bro.
That's true.
Yeah, Spence on me. We're just starting off. Episode 6, my boy, stand down.
That's cool, man. So how old are you turning today?
Old, bro.
What's old?
Old where you don't even want to celebrate. You just,
Hey, bro.
you just want a podcast.
That was me at like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As it gets to a point, I think after 30, you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel about mine birthdays.
Bro, you do them all big? What do
No,
you
not all of
mean?
them. There's some, just like life. There's some that I go big. There's some I go hard. There's some I just stay home.
I don't know.
There's
my
birthdays where
boy.
I've just been at work. Like
Is
the
it
last
other
few
people,
years.
or is it like I'm gonna do my birthday big, or do like other people?
Hey, when you were Oscar,
Just-
just me.
yeah, you maybe.
Last year it was me. The year before that, I think I got egged on by my friends. I had no plans, and they're like, "Hey, come on, let's do a dinner." I actually last year for my birthday out because I like hunting, so we had plans. The schedule was to go hunting, so I planned my birthday just to be in the woods. which I love.
Because
Yeah.
I never plan my birthday. Like, I always end up having just a meal with my parents.
Right,
Sometimes
yeah.
it's a breakfast.
What do you mean?
For
I
my
gave you a
birthday.
birthday party on the 20 in the April in the year 23.
Yeah, that was... You did not do that. You better stop.
What?
The one at Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, at my house.
Oh, I remember the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, yeah.
I was there for that one.
See, that one I did.
Yeah, that was
That
cool.
one
No, but I did
had
one
everybody
here
there.
at the
Right.
pad.
He tried to miss that one, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad night.
That's when I found out he was gambling with what were you doing? Were you gamble with in the books and
It was
I don't know what do you call it.
Yeah, he
What do
was,
you call
he
it?
was like, hey,
That was a whole different level.
I
of
could have been
gambling.
in a movie way.
he was like, I have so much time on my hands before your birthday.
But what is it called when you have a bookie? You have a booker or whatever you
Bookie.
A bookie?
Oh, bookie, yeah.
Okay.
Like hardball.
yeah.
Like, I was Keanu way.
Yeah.
I was bad.
Fucking
dog.
cucumbers over here.
I like he had all kinds of time before my birthday. So he was like, bro, I'm in Fresno. Like, I got some time to kill. But
Think of me in my prime.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
And then it went from like, hey, wait, like I might be late. And I'm like, wait a minute, you were free at 2:00. The thing's not till 7.
I think the only reason why he showed up because it was Buffalo Wild Wings and they had the games on.
And we were all talking shit to him too, because he said he went from like, oh, I'm gonna be late to like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna make it. And I was like, wait, what are you talking
I
about?
started getting faded.
But that was
And
that. I mean, that's
No bueno.
obviously testament to
Yeah.
old Louis versus
the new one.
Yeah. So
yeah, that was
Cool.
I don't
But,
even miss that guy.
and then you're right. Was it 2 years ago? We did a little
Yeah, the
cake here.
pad.
Yeah.
That's
But it wasn't
crazy.
big. It was just
Not big to you.
But
He was big to me. I fucking barbecued. I did my thing.
how many of us were here? It was me, you, and Jason.
It was over 10 people, bro.
No,
I'm not gonna drop names, my boy, but there's people here. Don't disrespect like that.
it was about 10 of us.
That's crazy.
And
We're
Louis
double
did-
digits.
Louis
Yeah.
did- he planned that.
That's
one.
crazy.
you
I just
go.
throwing it out
That's
there for the
good. That's
record
good.
and for
Yeah,
people.
right,
You know,
right, right.
Yeah.
fact check, homie.
I got you.
You feel me?
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
ChatGPT. I just put him on the Grok.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
if
gonna-
you heard of Grok.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like ChatGPT, but this one
Well,
Grok
they
talks
have it
to you
on
back.
X. They're on Twitter.
I'm not even on ChatGPT, so I'm just like everything's.
Yeah, it's just
I
an
don't
app. You don't have to be on it.
That's how I know. That's how you
yeah.
know I'm old.
I don't even
like. I don't
use
know.
it. Like
I,
everybody's
bro.
always like, "Oh, ask ChatGPT," and I'm like, I forget.
Dude, this whole thing with all this technology, everyone's like, "Hey, bro, you got this camera, you got this, that."
Hey
like,
man, but it's
No,
crazy,
I'm using
that
my
AI.
phone.
I use it. I use that app Grok to pitch myself to a lot of different brands.
Oh, yeah?
Well, just to sound more professional.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, hey, help me pitch. Like for instance, like Gatorade. Help me, pitch myself to Gatorade.
How would you say it? Well, okay, without Grok, how would you
literally
say it? You'd
just
be
that.
like,
just that.
So, dog.
Let's see. Let's try it.
Yeah. Hey, give an example.
Yeah, let's see.
Hey, so let's we could do like a little thing right here, like play it off, try to talk before
Just
Grok.
don't talk because it'll pick up like the audio. All right, here goes.
It's crazy.
Hey, what's up, Ara?
Hey there. Not much. Just here to help you out. What's on your mind?
I'm excited.
Hey, so I want you to help me make an email pitching myself to Gatorade.
I'd be happy to help with that. Could you tell me what kind of role you're pitching for and a bit about your background? That way, I can assist you in crafting a concise and compelling email.
All right, so it's something I want to send them through Instagram. I'm a foodie. I make a lot of different Mexican different Mexican recipes on Instagram, and I think I would be a good fit for Gatorade, especially because I like going to the gym. I like running. What do you have in mind?
That's a great pitch idea. For an Instagram message to Gatorade, keep it short and highlight how your Mexican recipes and active lifestyle align with their brand. You could say something like, "Hey Gatorade, I'm a foodie who shares authentic Mexican recipes on Instagram and also loves hitting the gym and running. I think my audience would love to see how your products fit into a healthy, active lifestyle.
See?
Would love to collaborate. How does that sound to you?"
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
This is shit.
Glad I could help.
Well, I need
Yeah,
to.
so basically,
Send it to Gatorade right now.
send it
dude.
to Gatorade.
Hey, live on
I'm gonna do it
the
right after
podcast,
this.
though.
For reals.
Hey, remember if you get in a sponsorship, time to hook it up.
And
Man.
I'd be like, oh, I knew it. I knew that wasn't him. But basically, I have a manager, so basically that's what she does.
Oh, so you have a manager? It's like it's gotten that.
I have a
serious.
manager that pitches for me, then I pitch myself too. I'm a
Oh,
little
shit.
side hustle, you know.
Yeah, respect.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Okay, so what have you landed on your own?
On my own,
Yeah.
I mean, we could throw names out there, but like for instance, like
I mean, you don't have to give crazy. Whatever you want to detail. You
my
know,
my recent ones maybe like Wendy's. I did Pepsi. I did.
But you mean you got them? They said yes.
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
There you go.
You know, something.
Hey, it's not nothing small, my boy.
Yeah.
It's not like it's Giant Burger, which is shout
Yeah.
out to Giant.
Right now, we're actually working with Cacique, so let's go, baby.
That's tight. I know. I pay $4.99 a month for whatever he's putting out as recipes. Still waiting for.
See, I haven't got a sponsorship by Louis. Let's
You know
go
what I'm saying?
inside the pod with Louis.
Hey, no, and then he's hey, Culero's like, I'm gonna have to talk to my manager about what I'm gonna charge you. What do you mean? Just you take into account $4.99 for the last year.
Oh man, that's funny.
Good times.
That's crazy.
What about you? Okay, so
That's crazy. That was legit.
yeah.
That was
Hey, I'm kind of mind blown. Like, cause I was just telling you, I have to write like a cover letter of interest.
Oh yeah, just like that. When I
So
told you,
I'm
because
gonna- yeah.
I was telling him about
hit it
like,
up. It's free,
you
right?
need yeah, I was like, you need a release form because you're gonna have a bunch of guests on,
Oh yeah.
and you know, you never know, you could get sued or whatever.
Why'd you
And
tell him?
I gotta get this back way.
Yeah, Mando,
Me and
eh?
AP
So-
were already working up.
Like that.
See what I mean? You gotta
hey.
you gotta have your back. But anyways, so he was just telling me like, hey, you have an example, which I was like, I don't, because I don't have guests on. When I do my videos, it's basically just me by myself, where I collab with someone else, but it's not a podcast. It's not a long form interview, and I don't know what people are gonna say or not. People don't even talk in my videos. So, anyways,
Yeah.
I told the Grok, yo, I need a release form for a podcast and blah 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 blah, and they wrote it within seconds.
Is that why you were sending it to me?
I copied pasted it to you and I sent it to you. What you did
was
to
already-
it?
I was
I told
thinking-
you I got it from the app.
I was thinking like, dang, Savage is a great.
But the real question is, did you actually print it out and get it to a computer where you print it out?
Obviously not, because we didn't sign nothing.
Obviously not, bro. Obviously
Damn,
not.
is
Bro.
this attack Lou on his B-Day day?
Yeah,
or
we have
what's
to.
up?
We
I
have
mean,
to.
that's crazy.
We have to help you grow.
It's make Lou better.
Yeah, make Lou better.
Make Lou better.
A real friend, I mean, a fake friend wouldn't tell you that. A fake friend would be like, whatever, just do your own thing.
Man.
A real friend will have, even if it's not bad, but you have to be straight up with your real friends and guide
Hey,
them
no,
in a
for
way.
real. I respect that.
You didn't really tell the audience how old you are, though.
37. Yeah, I
I
know
was
that.
That
like,
chill
on
out, though.
edge.
Yeah,
Damn, you're 37?
37.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
bro.
thought you were like 2 years younger than me. I'm 37 too.
You're 37?
Yeah. How old are you? 37 too?
36.
36?
I'll be 37 this year.
Yeah, I'll be 37 in
up.
December.
Okay. I'm going to be 38, yeah, this year.
My boy
Why'd you
Tito's
think you were
30.
so much older? We're in the
I don't
same
know why. I
grade.
thought you guys were 2 years younger than me. No, I'm from 05.
Orderless Savage. You're,
Oh,
the-
yeah,
you're not the
yeah.
big homie, fool. You're just the homie.
That was the big homie.
Come on,
Big
The
boy.
little youngsters.
That's crazy. Hey, but when me and Savage did meet, it was like I thought that was like a funny story. When our Tomatech days,
Just working out.
Yeah, I think
Good
when I
workout.
first met him, I was his trainer.
he was technically. So that's why I guess you
So
could get
basically,
the.
that's why I see him like, oh, he's a little young buck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him at work. He's all lost. I'm like, hey, get your ass over here.
Hey,
And I
we're
started
supposed to
training
be
him.
learning about stuff for work. It was asking the most random questions like, "What? Yeah,
That was in my party era.
yeah, wait, I'm from Farmo.
That was in the Savage days.
Yeah, the savage days. So where do you go party? We should go party.
Neta, I don't even know who you are. Wait. Hey,
That's when I had earrings. I think I had earrings.
When he had told me, he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go chill at the homie Oscar's," and I was like, "What Oscar?" He goes, "Oscar Perez." I was like, "What the hell? How do you know Oscar Perez?" I was
oh,
like,
because
"What
you're
do you
from
do?"
Farmo originally, huh?
Yeah,
you're from Farmo.
So I kind of at least had an idea of like who he
Right.
was, and you know, like we didn't chill.
Right.
I knew who he was. So when you said like, "Yeah, we're gonna go chill with Oscar," I was like, "What the heck? How do you know Oscar?"
Yeah, the Tomatech days, wait.
Yeah, Tomatic days, man.
Bro, they used to get mad at us because we used to go and remember we'd call it like a water break.
Yeah.
Hey, water break.
We used to meet up at the water
And
fountain.
then we go to the water, dude, and we chop it up like 30 minutes, wait. And then freaking the bosses would come like, hey, we're getting water. You guys have been getting water for all along.
Oh man, but this little fucking thing got me in trouble because this guy would be setting up after work fucking hangouts to drink up
At his mom's house.
at my mom's house. So we used to live out in the country, and then people would just come up to me, "Hey, that's fucked up." Wait, I'm like, "What?" He's like, I heard everybody's hanging out at your house, and you didn't even invite me. I'm like, what? I was like, no, hell no. He's like, Louis told me. I look over, Louis at the distance.
But that was the first time that I reconnected with you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I went with
Bro,
Louis.
I used to get the whole first shift, the whole first walk.
Bro, we used to have a lot
I
of
used
people
to
go
get
over.
everybody. I'd be like, hey, you're a batcher, right? Then you'll be at Oscar's way. And then they'll be, I'll be there, way.
Bro, and it was the spot at my mom's after work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I remember. Bro, we had, okay, and no, with no names, but I'm going to drop his name. T-Rod.
T-Rod.
The first time we drank up at my apartment, this fool fell asleep in my restroom.
Oh, Tito. I mean, T-Rod.
T-Rod, remember? He
T-Rod,
locked
yeah.
himself in. Wait, we were at something with the manager, like, hey, I need a key. I'm about to break the door. And then finally we got it open, and this was passed out. We're like, hey.
Damn.
And then I'm like, bro. And then we forgot, like, we were both 20 and 21, 21, barely, I think.
Yeah.
And he's 18.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I mean,
Yeah.
this is when our younger days. Obviously, I don't support this, or you got to watch what you say, right? But I'm saying, like, we were young, bro. That's
Right.
why when I think I could relate to kids now, ties down to like our kids are teenagers, all of them, right? And I try to tell them, like, you're not gonna do something I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we've been there, done that, literally. And I mean, we're to the age, bro. Look, we still feel like, not that we're. I mean, I feel like I'm not like. I'm trying to be popular, but
What you think?
I
You're
feel like I'm
still
still in
You're
the
still
in
hot?
the. Well, I'm in the
In the know.
in the know.
Yeah.
But then sometimes, bro, these kids talk about certain things, and I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah, we're not in the know, bro.
Yeah,
They have
I'm
their
not.
own language.
Yeah, no, they really, really do, bro. And it's kind of
Literally.
crazy because, the audience, we could let them know that, like, pretty much, we all have in common. Our kids are pretty much the same age.
Yeah,
Like, your boy is,
16-year-old.
and then you have a,
17.
and then my little boy's gonna be 16 this year
Yeah.
in July.
I'm the
You
same
know?
age. Pretty
So,
wild.
And then Tito's boy's 15, gonna be 16.
And
Coming
it
up.
sucks too, because sometimes there's times where Adam's like, "Oh yeah, you nailed it," like, "Oh, that was actually pretty funny," or "That was pretty cool." And then there's other times where he's like, "No, bro."
Yeah.
He's like,
How about you with Anthony? Oscar, how does he take in the fact that you're kind of like a big time influencer?
He's cool. He's chill. Anthony's always been chill. He has a personality. Just sits back,
still wrestling?
relax. Yeah, he was wrestling for a while, and he ended up getting hurt. He hurt his shoulder, so he stopped doing that. He got into soccer for a bit. So right now we're actually doing a weight loss competition, me and him, just to see who, just trying to get fit for the summer.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
I saw the other day that you guys were at Top Golf.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's always been cool. I always wanted to do that. I never done that.
Yeah, it's fun.
We should do like a. Well, remember I was telling you, I tried to like make it happen and put it in motion, but a boys trip. Remember Giants Dodgers in LA in June. I'm telling you, we should just commit to it. Go to the game.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Get a
I
motel.
have Top Golf in LA now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think it'll be cool. And all our boys are all around the same age, so it'll be like
That's the one you went to, huh?
father son trip.
I went to the one that was in Ontario.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a little further out.
Because the one I drove by was
Because you went to Hollywood, right, for that one show?
Yeah, but we were staying in Yucaipa. So on Friday we had that plan. The magician shows, a dinner and magic. Yeah, we
Oh,
drove
okay.
all the way to Hollywood.
Was that a
Which
far
is like
drive?
an hour and a half. Yeah.
That's not too bad.
I was going to. It was like Huntington Beach. I think it was. Near
Oh
Huntington Beach.
yeah.
And there was-
There was one there. Yeah,
right
I've been to
there.
that one. Yeah, I've been to that one as well. It's
Yeah,
cool.
we drove by it, and I was like, "Oh shoot! I
Yeah.
didn't know they had one there."
Yeah, I think we went there last year. We went to for my friend Alejandra's birthday. She had it all set up, and that was the first time I went to the Top Golf. And it's cool. I mean, I never really.
I tried to go one time for Father's Day weekend when Louis had a basketball tournament in like in Sacramento, and bro, it was like, oh, it's a 4-hour wait till you can get a.
Oh yeah, you have to
Book
reserve it
Book
ahead of
ahead
time.
and all that.
Book ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks fun. I'm down to do it. Like I said, if we go to, I mean, if we can commit to the game, obviously we
Right.
still got a couple other people that need to, but I think it'd be
Yeah.
cool.
That would be cool.
Because our boys are pretty much at that age. We're at that age, or, bro. I mean, not that we could leave them in the motel, but let's just say we did do like a little boys' night out. We went somewhere, right? Whatever, right? They're not too young where we.
They're gonna tear up that fucking hotel.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't drink. But I'm trying to say, if we did go, I mean, they could either go with
They
us.
probably wouldn't even stay in the hotel because Adam drives now. So
It's cool.
you guys aren't there yet, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm there. Anthony's driving.
we
Oh,
go-
no,
Anthony
Lou's not
Anthony,
driving.
he drives to LA
So
too.
like, so
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been
Like-
driving since forever.
yeah. So Adam, when Adam got his license, I let him drive me down to Irvine.
Mm-hmm.
He had a tournament out there in Irvine,
Oh, it's cool.
and so he drove all the way down Grapevine,
Mm-hmm.
everything. Got down to Irvine, and then the whole time we were there, he was like, "Hey, pops, keys."
Yeah.
Hey, me and the boys going Dutch. Me and the boys.
Oh, that's cool. He has his
Oh,
license.
We're in
Yeah.
the store, or whatever. Or like, the kids, they have to be at the game early. They have to be there an hour early.
Yeah.
You don't want to be there an hour early.
Yeah, let them go
especially
on
when
its
it's
own.
hot. So, we'll take the boys. You can ride with one of the other dads. Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
cool. And then just like these bigger schools, like, Anthony goes to Clovis West. Next year, he got into this program where he's going to have to be driving from high school to like a different high school just to take that class, which is cool. Like, we never had that from a small town.
Yeah.
And especially my age, I was a little desmadroso. So if they give me the chance to leave, I'm fucking leaving, bro. I ain't coming
You're
back.
not going to the other school.
Yeah,
You're going.
but I like that they give them that responsibility as he's gonna be a junior, where he's gonna take certain periods in high school. Then 2 periods he's gonna leave for 2 periods.
Yeah.
Take that class and then come back to school, which is pretty cool. And then
What school is he gonna go to? Do you know, or like how far?
Just Clovis.
Oh, okay.
Because right now he's in Clovis West, and I think it's just Clovis. Is
What
there
program
just a
is it?
Clovis?
Yeah, there's a Clovis High.
Yeah, Clovis High, right? Yeah, so he's just going to Clovis High. Something with, because I know he wants to be an engineer, so it's some sort of construction program where they're going to teach him.
Yeah, because when Adam was at Clovis West, the Buchanan has the kinesiology program. So like anybody who wants to be a part of that program from the Clovis schools, they go
Could
to
go
Buchanan
there.
during that time.
Oh, that's kind of
right.
cool.
That was something that Adam was gonna do at one
Hey, a little beef right here. Close
Right.
rest in Buchanan, my boy.
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, but I like the responsibility of just letting them drive on their own. And
Yeah, it's a unique
Yeah.
experience, man. Letting these kids.
I'm not there yet.
venture
He doesn't
out.
like. He has no interest in driving, which is crazy.
Yeah, should put him to drive.
No, well, now that even Adam now, like he does not want to drive. Like I have to force him to drive. Sometimes.
Oh, when he first started, though, he was all.
When
Yeah,
he
you
first
get
started,
excited.
he was.
Well, I mean, even like Tito's boy,
it was like-
he's all wanting to drive. So,
Yeah.
but like Lou's just,
Yeah,
It's cool for like a.
I gotta push him though because I don't want him.
They want to drive on their own.
yeah, they want to drive on their own.
They
for
don't want to
sure.
drive if you're with them. If you're with them, they'd rather be on their phone. So it's like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. When I get there, I guess.
Yeah, you'll get there.
People like, hey,
Does Adam have his own car already, or you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that's
has
cool.
Yeah. So
you bought him a car?
no, he has his mom's old car. 'Cause
Oh,
she got
okay.
she got a Tesla, a brand new Tesla.
Show.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, he kept
So
the.
he kept the GMC.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Respect.
Yeah, for Anthony, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna give him one of my cars. I'm like, we're gonna help you buy one. And like I tell him, I was like, you gotta start with the bucket. You can't start off with with that nice whip.
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
fucking
That's
suffer.
Adam too. Like
You gotta go to
bro. The kids at Buchanan.
Oh, I'm sure they're rolling with nice
Oh,
cars, huh?
Gosh,
I could just imagine.
trucks,
Yeah.
Beamers, Benz, like it.
my boy. I'm still
I'm
in
like-
the 07. I mean,
I'm like, Adam's from Mendota, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey,
yeah,
you humble beginnings.
Yep.
You-
I think every kid has to start off with the humble beginnings.
yeah.
Anthony over here looking at, was it like a Skyline or not a Skyline? It was
Adam was looking at a Mustang.
yeah, he wanted a sports car with this much horsepower. I'm like, bro, no.
Hey,
You're not gonna start
Adam,
with that much
Adam wanted a
horsepower.
Mustang, and I was
yeah.
looking at him.
little Toyota Corolla, my boy.
I took him to test
Yeah.
drive Mustangs.
Oh, no.
Hey, little Toyota Corolla 07. You know,
Yeah.
After a while, I was like,
160,000 miles.
what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like I was about to, I was like, I should get him something cool. It just, it's tough, man. You keeping
Yeah, it's
up with
tough.
the Joneses out there. And I was just like, but Tabby ended up needing another vehicle, and
Oh,
so
that's
she
cool.
she was like, because she drives a lot, so she was thinking like, oh, I could use a Tesla.
She charges it from
Right.
the pad or what?
There's a little charging station. Oh yeah, she bought a plug-in for her house.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
so she plugs it in right there in
Oh,
her
shit.
garage. So yeah, when she got the Tesla, we just
Yeah, I think if I were to ever go to a Tesla or, God willing, whatever, not that I want one, but I think the best thing would be to have a charger at home
yeah.
instead of going to a charge.
I mean, you're gonna pay for that electricity,
Right.
But at least at home,
You're not
like,
have to waiting.
Yeah. You
45
just plug it in
minutes,
at
an hour.
night and it charges overnight. You're fine.
I feel like Tesla's cool, but that's like the cool new guy. Prius, bro. Something that's established. Toyota. You guys already know the green bullet outside.
Yeah.
She's a beauty, bro. 226. But I mean, because the new Priuses look like Teslas. Have you seen them? It's kind of cool. They have a
no,
cool
I
design.
haven't seen it.
It's kind of. I was like, oh shoot, black that thing out, with murder. Some
It's
the
real-
windows all the way
it's real-
around.
It's real sleek.
Yeah, I was like, hey, it'll look nice. But I need to get a new car this year. Like I feel like, you got a bigger truck, and then you got a truck. Like you guys see, I'm Louis 6'1", bro.
Yeah, they need big cars.
And he has to get in the front seat now. Alyssa has to get in the back.
Yeah.
And I just tell him all the other day, like, and now I'm gonna bring up a story I wanted to kind of inherit about the boys and their attitude. I don't know if you guys have come across this, right? But him being a certain age the other day, it's real bad. Attitude can get rough, right? And so he comes at me, he's like, "You need to respect me like I'm at your level."
Nice.
And I was like, "Excuse me? You need to respect me at your level." So I go, "You know what? Check it out. First 18 years you got free, because you didn't ask to come in this world. So I can't ask you for rent or expect you to pay for your stuff, food, clothes, right? You're gonna be 16, bud. You got 2 years of that coming. Okay. Let me tell you why you're never gonna be on my level yet as your age right now. What's your grade point average? 3.1, not 3.5, 1, right? When was the last time you did your chores without having to be asked? It's all quiet. That's 2. Okay, baseball. Oh, you're no 2. I'm gonna get you right now. Is your room clean? That's 3. Sit down. That's why the F, I'm gonna keep it. That's why the F, you're not on my level. You're not, you can't even do your job now. I go, man, imagine you at 18. You're gonna, I'm gonna go do my thing. Cool. At 18, there's rules. I can't tell you what to do. But then I don't have the right no more to afford to get you a phone. Pay your cell phone bill. I don't have to keep you in a home no more. I've done my due diligence as a parent. I'm saying if you're gonna come with that kind of attitude and that I'm on my level, okay, then go be a big shot. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? And then later though, and mind you, I'm not coming at him. I'm kind of like sugarcoating it. I'm coming at him tough, dude. Yeah. Hard. Talking to him a certain way, right? And then later, I had to come back at him with love, though. Like, being a man of God. And it's about pushing love, right? It's about changing and not trying to repeat the cycles. So I had to come back, and I told him, and I'm tying God into this, right? I had to come back, and I had to tell him, like, look, bro. And I don't know if I said bro. I was like, look, son. The Lord put it on my heart to let you know like this. Like, we had to go through this. Like, because it always comes back down to you weren't there for me. You're always working. Why do you don't love me the way you love Gia? And it's like it's not that. Like, 1, I was a kid. I was immature still. 2, I'm on a job, bro. Like, you guys saw when I first got it. Remember what you would even say? Like, I'm investing in my son. You're investing in your family and your home. That's good. Like, but like we're on 2 different levels right now. And it wasn't disrespect. It was just like, go do what you got to do. Because obviously I was the first one in our friend group that really purchased a home. So not knocking anybody, but it's like at that point, bro, it's a different type of responsibility. And your things change. You become a home buyer. It's like anything, bro. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you guys know back then I was not a patient person. So if I wanted to do something, bro, I'm gun ho, right? Hey, pop, 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 pop. Like, I look back, bro, and I did so much stuff now that I was like, I should have just. But it's already done. The money's already invested. It's gone. But tying back to Louis real quick with the attitude, right? So have you guys experienced anything like that where Adam or Anthony have come at you guys like that? Like crazy? Where you had to
I'm super blessed, bro. Like, Adam's been such a good. I mean, I beat his ass quite a bit when he was younger. I don't think CPS can get me for that now, but yeah, he got disciplined a lot when he was a kid, and we just instilled that discipline and that respect, I think,
Yeah.
But like you said, it's always love after.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna check you and I'm gonna make sure you know what's up, and then I'm gonna love you and then remind you that I have to do that because that's my responsibility. Even now, like at 17, when he does something that he shouldn't, I literally will tell him, first off, this is my first time having a 17-year-old. Forgive me if I get it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. I don't know all the time what I'm supposed to do. But I do know when you screw up, I have a responsibility to discipline you. That's my responsibility.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing my job if I let you off the hook. Like that, and then that's God-given. Like, God gave you to me for me to be responsible to how you're raised. So I'm doing, I'm not holding myself accountable to God's standard of what I should be as a father if I let you off the hook. And I'll literally explain it to him like that. So he understands, the discipline isn't because I want to. I don't want to be an asshole.
Yeah.
You put me in this position. You understand there's consequences for actions. So this is how we're going to do this, And he's like, yeah, I get you. And it's super rare. Super rare. But that's literally how the conversation will go. It's literally a conversation like that where I just lay it out for him.
Yeah.
And what do you argue? Like, what does he say back to that?
Yeah.
Like, no, you're wrong. Like, no, no, you don't understand. Bro, it's black and white. We've done this enough. You understand. So, but thankfully, he's a really good kid. Like, we're super lucky. I mean, blessed.
Yeah, for sure.
Super blessed that he doesn't give us any problems. He doesn't give us any attitude. I'll give a quick example. So he has a girlfriend, right? And so I'm always on him. I'm not big on the, forgive me, Morgan, but I'm not big on the idea of having a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
It's a big thing, man. And obviously he has aspirations. His head's supposed to be, locked in on this opportunity that he has. And so you just try to limit the distractions. Let's just say that. You want him to be focused. And so I don't always feel like a girlfriend ties into that if I'm being transparent.
Yeah.
But it's not my decision. It's his. And at the end of the day, like I feel like I can either fight that or I can teach him how to do that right. Because at the end of the day, we know we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to do that anyway. Even if I tell him no, he's going to go do it. He's just going to find a different way to do it. So I'm like, all right, well, he's 17, he's almost 18 now. It's time for me to say, okay, this is what you want to do. Let me show you how to do it, right? So, and I'm looking, I think it was like 12:15. It's just past midnight. And I'm looking for my brother. So I go to my locations. I have my brother's location. So I'm like, where's my brother at? So I'm looking for my brother, but I also have Adam's location. I notice he's not home. And I'm like, it's 12:15. I look at his location. He's at his girlfriend's house. So I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He was like, oh, I came to drop Morgan off. I'm like, okay. How long does that take? And he's like, no, while we're outside. And I'm like, first off, as a man, it's disrespectful to her mother. She doesn't have her father with her, but it's just her and her mother. It's disrespectful for her mother for you to be bringing her home past midnight. I don't know what she's allowed to do. I don't know what their curfew is. I don't know what the agenda was. What was itinerary? Nothing. But past midnight, bro. You, as a man, as a gentleman, you drop that girl off before that. Now, if you guys are at a party, she's going home with someone else, she's not technically your responsibility. She's allowed to do whatever she wants. But if she's with you and you're the man, right, and you want to be respectful, you should have that girl home at a decent time. And that's, I would say anything before midnight.
Yeah.
Right? Just so I'm like, that needs to be the standard. I understand you guys have, you mom said you can stay out later. Her mom said, okay, if but again, if it's your responsibility to get her home, she should be home by midnight. And you should not be chilling at her house, in her house, or outside her house past midnight. To me, that's disrespectful. You're going to see her tomorrow, and you can see her the next day. You don't need to act like this is the last time you're going to see her. You need to squeeze as much as you can out of it. You know what I mean? Like, drop her off, say goodnight, call her on your way home. They got speakerphone, whatever. FaceTime her when you get home. But don't be there past midnight.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, no, you're right. I got you.
You feel better?
You know what I mean? And so, like, teaching him how to do that is just like, okay, well, like I had to check him real quick. But his ability to say, okay, yeah, you're right. I'll do that. So, you know, like little things like that. Now it's like, okay, like I wanted to get crazy, you know, I really don't want them out past midnight anyway, but
Yeah.
I had to find an excuse to really, you know, drive my point in, and that gave me one, and you know, but it was an opportunity to better him and to watch his reaction and say, "Nah, you're right, Pop. Like that's not a good look. You know, like I'll be better."
You feel better now, though, right?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Because you got it off your chest, my boy. You could tell that was right there.
Yeah.
Came off.
But no, I think the way that, you know, like his ability to respond to correction
Yeah.
goes a long way. You know what I mean? I know Oscar and Anthony have a very similar relationship.
I was like, what about you, Savage? I mean, kind of getting quiet over there.
No, well, I'm just listening to him. I don't want to interrupt.
No, I know.
But no, like Anthony, I mean, thank God he's a good boy. Till this day, I have not heard one cuss word come out of him. So I think that's good. Even though I cuss a lot, but since he was young, that's when most discipline came to his. That's when he got his whippings. We had a Mexican. I used whatever my dad used on me as well. Besides the belt, we have this thing, you know, we call it la latas. So where you got to get on your knees and you hold up cans just straight up.
Really?
That's a punishment. You know that has been passed down for generations and generations. So I passed it down to Anthony, and even it was like during his spring break, we were talking about that and just reminiscing. And you know that was one of his punishments. I mean, now you know you look back at it and you can laugh at it.
But it worked,
it
right?
worked because he wasn't this desmadroso kid. He, you know, all his discipline came from school, just acting up in school, doing this. But like I said, you know, we instill that discipline when they're young, when they're small, when they're learning.
Yeah.
So now, as he becomes a teenager, is more of a not a discipline, but more like a guidance. You're guiding him because he's not getting in trouble no more. Me, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. In high school, I was still getting my whippings. I was still just,
Yeah.
I thank God every day, almost every day about Anthony because he's such a good boy. And now it's just, you know, just questions about just guiding him. Like you said, you know, with the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Anthony's over here. Oh, I want to get a motorcycle. I'm like, no, bro, you're not going to get a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You're crazy. You're going to die young. I don't know. His mom's the one that's pumping him up too with the motorcycle. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to help him at all with the motorcycle. I'll help you get a car. I'll help you whatever, but not a motorcycle, not on my watch.
Would you
There's
say
no
like
way.
the boys are mama's boys by chance? Like you know, mom.
My son's more of a mama's boy for sure.
Nah, Adam's not.
No.
Nah, he's not.
And Louis is a mama's boy.
He is a little more emotional, which is more like his mom. But I think I confidently say that
Or daddies.
he's more like he's more
Yeah,
like, dude.
I can tell you right now, Louis is all list, bro. So it's
Well,
like,
he grew up with her.
yeah, no, but I'm saying like
day.
when we have issues,
Yeah.
I think a lot of times it's mom's there to defend baby boy,
Right.
right? And
Which,
it's like,
yeah.
and I see, I think because maybe we're off. That's why I'm kind of curious. That's why I'm asking you guys. And our boys are so different, you know. Adam's in sports, you know. Anthony was in sports, and Anthony just gamer kind of too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Lou is kind of like gamer, not really into sports, just kind of doing his thing, like to read, right? You know, and he kind of, I wasn't really there to push as far as his younger days. And then when I jumped into the coaching, you know, you were already kind of towards the tail end of it and more into Adam. And, you know, obviously everybody else were just like, and I'm gun hole, bro. Like, hey, swing the bat and catch a fly ball, hit your cutoff. Like, you know, just all on them. And finally, like now I feel like I'm where, and it's crazy because in high school, it's like the time you were talking to him, you're like, Louis, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a starter? Do you want to just make the team? Do you want to satisfy your dad?
Or if you even just like the sport in general.
Yeah, do you even like, he's just basically breaking it down to him, like, why are we here?
Right.
And then and I talked to him the other day, you know, we were having a conversation. I was like, because it's almost like people ask me, like, you don't even care no more, bro. Like you don't take nothing in the games. It's like, it's not that. It's just like, I had to learn the difference between now dad and coach, you know, and being there, like, tying back into this, like, as a father, I have to be there more for the guidance and more to prepare him as why am I getting him in trouble?
Because it's really about what they want.
Yeah.
Like what are they trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Louis was honest, and he was like, "Well, I just want to be really good in high school, or I just want to, I probably don't see myself playing college ball." Or
Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, I just want to just be on the team,
Yeah,
be a good player. I want to contribute.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Okay, you know.
So it tempers and tailors your expectations and your the demands of it. Or Adam tells me like, no, I want to play baseball forever. I want to go pro.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well then you're
You're all
behind.
in.
Bud.
Yeah.
And then
You're
obviously,
behind. You
But
could
then
be
that's good
working
because
out
you
right
kind
now.
of let them kind of develop on their own, like who they're gonna be,
Right.
and you kind of just guide them. Like Anthony has tried different sports: volleyball, wrestling, football, soccer, whatever. I'm just like kind of guiding him. Well, what do you like? And if he likes a certain thing, then we'll focus more on that. And he's into, what was he doing? He started the orchestra for a good while. So now he's into guitars. So for Christmas, I got him an electric guitar. He's been playing acoustic guitar. So he's getting more into music and then
Dang.
just feeling his thing. You just got to let
I love
him.
that he's so well rounded.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm failing at him a little bit.
But it's like, no, but
because I've allowed him to be so one dimensional.
But then that's how you create an all-star, or he wants to be a
I
baseball
hope.
player. I'm hoping.
I
Yeah,
hope.
like that's how.
But like as far as like life skills and other things, like let's just say it didn't work out.
Right,
Let's say he gets hurt.
right.
So,
God forbid.
God forbid,
Yeah.
whatever. But let's just say, be real. Like let's just say he's not good enough.
Right.
You're done.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's next?
Now what? Yeah.
I feel like when that moment comes, bro, our whole household and like my parent, everybody's.
I don't think it is.
everybody's gonna be like on suicide watch.
Right.
Like,
Right.
okay, Adam lost his identity. Now what?
Right.
Now we're all scrambling to figure out who Adam is and what he wants to do, and because we've allowed him to just say, like, people say, "Hey, what do you want to go to school for?" He's like, "I want to play baseball." Well, what do you want to
Yeah.
study?
Well,
that don't really matter to me.
He's
I want to be on the field.
chasing the dream, man. I think that's. I think
then
that's what life is all about too.
I
man.
think that, yeah, like, and for me, I'm like, okay, the kid wants to chase a dream. Did you know what you wanted
It's a
to do
hard
at
dream.
22, 23? I had
No,
no.
I had
Bro,
no
I was
idea.
going to college and I didn't even know.
I
what
found out in my
wanted to
30s what I really wanted to do.
So
Honestly,
that part doesn't scare me.
Right.
Like, oh, he's gonna be behind or he doesn't have an idea. It's not so much that part. It's who does he think he is in his identity, and is he gonna be okay with realizing I'm starting over? And now I got to do this because as a kid, he does not like doing things that he's not good at. Like he likes playing video games because he's good at it.
He's good at it.
He tried playing the guitar and he wasn't very good in it. Stop. It wasn't like, oh, that's a challenge for me.
Right.
Let me take it on and try to like.
It wasn't as easy as he thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
He was like,
and he
nah,
was just like,
do this.
no, it just wasn't interesting or whatever. You know,
Right.
maybe it's because his friends weren't doing it. I don't know. But he's the type where like if it's not super pressing, like he doesn't really and he's not good at it, he's not gonna invest in it.
Right.
And so, he's kind of a little one dimensional for me. I'm like, man, I wish he would have just played a second sport or played an instrument, or found a different hobby. Obviously,
Right.
I'm not a big hobby guy, but I try to at least play multiple sports.
Yeah,
even
right.
as an adult.
I was gonna piggyback off, kind of like I don't want to interrupt you as you're talking, but I think the thing that comes back down to me, what I'm trying to say is like with the boys, at least with Louis, is like just, I guess the best way to put it, as at least in my eyes, is let them fulfill their purpose, like whatever their purpose is gonna be, right?
Right.
And it's like if you're a believer of the Lord, like you just have that faith that
It's gonna work out.
it's gonna work out, right?
Right.
The Lord's gonna bless you, and if not, Isaiah 60:22.
Yeah.
When the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. I just wanted to tie that in because we're talking about
Right.
this, that, and I feel like that's what I changed my mindset as far as a father to Lou. It's
Right.
like I told him the other day, like, bro, you think I care if you score 20 points or if you put 3, 4, 5 hits a game, bro? I just want to see you give me effort. Like me and your mom and your sister can go out and like I just want to like watch you, bro. I'm proud of you. Like, yeah, you're not a 3.5, you're a 3.1. I go, that's still good, right? But I'm hammering you that you need to be 3.5 or higher. You know why? That puts you in a different category.
Yeah.
That puts you above average.
Right.
And I want to prepare. Huh?
How did you overcome the idea that like you weren't there for him like you are for Gia? Like,
Honestly, bro, I got into prayer. And I felt like when you get real spiritual and you bring in the Lord to everything that applies to your life, right? And it's like when I have an encounter of difficulty or I encounter like an issue, I feel like it's the enemy attacking me, like letting me know like you messed up, you failed, you ruined, you weren't there. It's like, and then I feel more shame, and I'm just like, yeah, you're right, bro. And then it leads you off to whatever you're gonna do, right? Whatever addiction you have, or it just throws you off course. Is what I'm trying to say. And I felt like that was happening today. I was getting thrown off course, and then I had to bring it back, and like that's another revealed to me. Like, no, you're blessed. Like,
But
boom, you got
how do
this.
you get him to overcome that idea?
I think in that right there with him, it's just constant love. Constant that I'm there for you. Like, I think the one thing I did tell him the other day was, hey, whatever that voice that's in your head that's saying that I don't love you, and when you go to the room and you're thinking that whatever, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Right? And just constant. But it's like, we're boys, bro. We're Mexican, right? So we grew up different. Like, I never got told I love you from my dad, really. Like, it was very rare. I'm not saying he never did it. Now he does it all the time. You know?
Same.
But it's like he's constantly making up for the lost time. And I told my son the other day, like, when I talked to my father, right? And it's still hard, bro. You guys know my dad, bro. So it's not easy to come at him, you know? So I'm still adjusting.
Yeah.
But with Lou, it's continued reassurance that I love you.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there, but look at what I've produced. And then the example I gave him the other day was, bro, you got a 55 on your wall, my boy. Brand new Samsung, right? You got a fridge in your room, Lou. You don't even gotta leave the room on a weekend that you're like, hey, I want to deal with nobody this weekend. You could buy enough food to be in the fridge, right? Have your drinks and chill. TV, fridge. You got a brand new bedroom set. So much shoes that are coming out of the closet, bro. I was like, so yeah, you're right. I wasn't there for that. And I know, and that's what I was trying to explain to my dad, because it always comes down to like, oh, I'll just buy you something. You can't buy your kids love, bro. Like, I feel like I watch all these videos, and everyone I dealt with, from the prison system to whatever, it's always about, oh, my either parent. I don't want to say dad or mom. I don't want to be like profile one, right? It's both. Oh, my parents didn't love me. Like, it's always like my dad wasn't there, or my mom wasn't there, or this, whatever the case may be. It comes back down to parenting, bro. So to break those curses, those generational curses, I think great men, women, we have to be there for our kids. You know, we have to try to, like, I know you said it earlier, but it's like, I had to do I showed them this long generation.
Yeah.
It's like, we have to break those curses.
And I feel like I did break it, because a lot of times when I'll get like bad news from Anthony, or like when I was going to discipline him, my mind went straight to like, I'm going to whip him. I'm going to whip him.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't whip him for anything. It was a build up to it.
Yeah.
With my dad, it was like a anything.
Straight.
Boom.
No, you're done.
Boom.
Yeah.
But I remember just feeling it like, oh, and I remember just thinking like, oh, I'm fucking like my dad. I want to like, I'll hold it back and I'll breathe or whatever. Then when I finally see Anthony, it'll be a different approach. Just talking to him about it or whatnot. But, if it was a build up where he's same thing from school, same, he's getting out of control in school. He's not listening. He's, at one point they called me, he was crawling fucking during class, So, but this is when he was younger, right? Like third, fourth grade. And then that's when I was like, all right, it's enough. We got to whip him.
Yeah.
Because it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
but not
abuse, but
not abuse.
Obviously a quick little.
But that's where you kind of stop.
No, yeah.
You stop.
I agree. I mean, I'm Mexican, bro. You get spanked. Mm-hmm. That's how you listen. Like,
Yeah.
That's why I tell my grandma, like, when she comes, you with my grandma, and you met her like towards the tail end of her prime. You met her in her prime.
Yeah.
Because, dude, she would, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's the generational trauma.
Yeah.
That gets passed on. Because as I learned our history with my grandpa, that's how he disciplined everybody and my grandma. Because my dad would tell us these stories how he would hit his mom, my grandma, and then all the kids, the daughters, everybody. So that's how my dad grew up. So then he did it to us. That's how.
Yeah. That's all he knew.
But if you're able to step away and look at that, you realize that to them, that just in their mind,
it's normal.
Failure was not an option. That's why they disciplined so hard.
Yeah.
Because failure was not. You are not allowed to be a F up. You're not allowed to be bad. You're not allowed to not do the right thing. And they were going to beat you, even if that's the only way they knew how to love you. They were going to love you to an extreme.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so like, I know my grandpa was a certain way. My dad was a little bit better. Right? And so now I'm a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then we have those talks with Adam too. Like, hey, when you have kids, X, Y, Z.
Right.
So that, like, I was talking to my dad. It was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday we were talking about that, and he was just like, "You're so much better with Adam than." And me and my dad have a great relationship now.
Yeah, same. Like,
yeah, like you did,
yeah.
you know, like you guys said, both of us, like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
older now, we understand each other now.
Right.
Now that I'm a dad, I know what you were thinking.
And it's funny, right? Well, as a grandparent, or as my dad, for example, with his grandkids, don't hit him, just a boy,
Leave
he's
him
just a
alone.
kid.
Yeah.
I never hit you guys. I'm like, what? You never hit us. And me and my brothers start rolling. I'm like, bro, you fucking hit us for anything. What are you talking about? You never hit us.
And then it's funny
That's the
because
funniest when they say
like
that.
my grandma didn't know you didn't know us in high school, so I said you carved
Right.
her tail in, bro. But if she would have been like,
Kathy?
"Oh, Oscar," you should you'd
Right.
be like, "Oh no, I never seen you hit." But she's like, "Hi, Mario, Mario." I'm like, bro, yeah. So I don't want to say anything bad.
But how bad was it? Like, did it change a lot from you and Omar and Nene?
It changed a lot too as the brothers. I got the biggest whipping. Nene did too, and Omar got the tail of it because he was like the younger kid, the younger one, and he got away with it with actually talking back to my dad. I was not able to even defend myself because it was always like, "You're talking back, boom, you can't." So I was raised to like shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
Or even if I said a little something, boom, whipping. So that kind of like, just the relationship with my dad to even just talk to him or bring up something is kind of like, you got the little trauma or whatever.
Yeah.
But you see the difference. But for my dad's, just to give my dad credit, that got me out of a lot of trouble. Just the whipping, because I was more scared of my dad than my friends. So my friends were like, "Hey, let's go do this, let's go do that," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I want to, but I gotta be home right now, bro. My dad's gonna fuck me up if I'm not." So
No, the girls didn't get it nearly as bad as you did.
For what?
Your
As far
sisters.
as
Discipline.
they're gonna tell you a different story. I mean, I don't remember.
They
I
all-
remember
they
they're gonna tell you
have
their
own
version,
dramas.
and
Yeah,
they're
own
gonna
dramas.
give you this, and they're gonna say that, and I'm gonna say like this. They didn't get primed. Trust me.
Yeah, because I always felt like, like obviously I was the first child, right? So I thought like, man, my parents are strict on me. They don't let me go nowhere. They don't let me do anything. But what was weird, well, I realize now how mature I was as a kid, that when I saw Joao get to do everything, I was happy for him. I was like, damn, dude, like, that's cool.
Right.
That mom and dad learned and they're
Right.
being better. Instead of being like,
What the
wow, what
hell?
the
Yeah,
heck? Like, why does he
right.
get everything? That's not
true.
fair.
That's a good-
Like,
that's a good-
To me, it was like, man, that's good. I'm glad that
I'm
like,
glad
my
you were
brother-
mature like that at a young age, because I would have
'Cause
been pissed.
I was, me too. What the fuck?
No, my thing.
Fuck that.
My thing was,
I'll help you whip on now. Hell no.
the only thing was I wanted Joao to earn that, right? Because I felt
Right.
like I was a good kid.
Dude.
And I earned that. And then so with Joao, it was like, just be a good kid because mom and dad give you everything.
Yeah.
So like that's all I wanted.
Dude, I used to get excited when they were gonna hit my younger brother. I used to get excited for Nene. Nene was I used to I used to like him getting whipped because this motherfucker will run. I never ran. I was too scared to run. Nene was a show, bro. I'm like, this was late. He's gonna get whipped. I can't wait till my dad gets home. And he gets home, he takes his belt off, and then it just starts running, bro. And I'm right there like with my popcorn, like, yeah. I remember one time he was in the kitchen and he grabbed my mom. So he was using my mom as a shield. He grabbed her and he was like this in the corner. My dad's like, and my mom yelling, no, stop. And then everything, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's going down. So it was always a show with
Yeah,
Nene.
that's
Because he
funny.
ran. He had the balls to run. I didn't have the
I'm at the
I didn't have
jam
the
up
balls
now.
to
I'm
run.
calling runner.
Yeah.
See,
What's up,
Carissa
runner?
was 10 years younger than me, So to me, she was like a baby. So anytime I had to hear Carissa get her ass beat, like it hurt me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Especially your younger sister.
yeah.
They actually disciplined her like
yeah,
that?
they whooped her ass too. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. This is where I think
Yeah.
when it comes, this is where it's not fair. Louis got some ass beatings, right? Like obviously our boys,
Right.
right? Can't do it for Gia, bro. I just can't.
Yeah.
There's no way. She gets me every time. She's like, "Okay, Dad." Like, oh,
Right.
girls, bro. The idea of having to,
Yeah. I don't know. If I had a daughter, I think
I would
I would
melt,
not.
it's definitely gonna change.
It's
I'm
hard.
telling you guys right now.
No.
Not only with coming to the Lord, but it made me really see women differently, bro. When I had a daughter, like even to this day now,
Right.
like bro, like no.
Yeah.
Because I would never want any man to treat my daughter the way I used to be.
Right.
I don't want. And I feel like I pray to God every day, like, punish me. Let me go through
Do it
it.
to me.
Let me.
Right.
I will take.
Yeah.
I will take on. So honestly, bro, I'm telling you, when I run into issues now, I tell like, Lord, give it to me. Like, just give it to me now, because please.
Just like that song, Don't Take the Girl.
But then remember, you gotta understand too. Like, you can't show that you have more love for your children than the Lord. Like, he has to know, like, they belong to Him, But as long as they're here, as their father, as their protector, like I tell them, you guys belong to Jesus. You don't belong to dad. Dad just has a duty to be here to be your father on earth, but you have a father you're gonna go to.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know the word like you, I don't know the word like others. They would say I'm more like I'm a baby in it, 2 years. And so when I say like I really want to push it, bro, it's because I mean, look at bro, it saved me. I don't think I would think I would be where I'm at today. And I feel like it's all about timing, bro. That's why like Louis needs a dad. Yeah. He needs this version of me right now, and to love his mom and to be around and to be, he sees when I'm around my friends, I don't drink no more. Yeah. Do I judge? Like, I don't judge, bro. Hey, I'll give you a ride, homie.
Right.
We're chilling. It might be a little annoying later when you're already feeling good. You're like, hey, wait, come here, wait. I'm just like, what's up?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's still cool. I still like it because I did it for so long. And now I get like, in a way, return the favor to my friends. Like, you don't trip, I got you. Because, I mean, I had a lot of, people pick me. I'm pretty sure you're one of them that gave me a ride home one time. Other people have, Mario's wouldn't pick me up, dude. And it's like, now it's just different, and I feel like that's why, and through time, I mean, we come on, like, because, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to drop any news. I know, like, but I told you kind of how I want the podcast to run in seasons. So when I do get you on one-on-one and we talk about what we're going to talk about, however it goes, I'm honestly not going to have a plan, bro. Yeah, I'm just going to like, hey, introduce yourself. But I told you, you can attest to this. I told Oscar, I was like, there's a moment where, remember my dad used to get real faded and say, through life. Yeah. So I was going to call it like a through life segment. And that's going to be like an emotional segment where we're going to talk about something like maybe our fathers, right? The way they were to they are now. Like, I'm pretty sure I can start like getting in it and be like, hey, bro, we'll get emotional, right? Yeah. Just like probably you or you, right? Because I look at it like, bro, I want to bring my pops on the podcast.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I want to bring them on. I want to chop it up with them. I want to like, hey, because be honest, my dad was like my big brother. Now he's like a dad, like he's like, it's that relationship. But growing up, it wasn't, I had my grandfather. And then so when I talk about a woman disciplining a young boy, my grandma disciplined me. Right. But it was like, that's all it was. Yeah. Like, but remember, women give into like my wife gives into my son. My grandma gave in to me, bro. I had her wrapped. Like, just like, Gia's probably going to have me wrapped. But I look at it like, at least with that, I'm trying to get you guys' like opinion of this, right? You know how like the movie Den of Thieves, when 50 Cent and he, come here, homie. He goes in the garage and all the homies right there. So, I'm not going to be that dad that tells Gia, oh no, you can't have a boyfriend. I'm going to welcome him in. Right. Hey, come in. Let me talk to you, bro. Let me holler at you, And I'm going to talk to him and be like, look, bro, this is who I am. This is who I was. This is who I know. If that little girl has anything harmed on her head, bro, she's sad, anything to do with, like, I remember I got to try to push the Lord, remember? So I'm trying to, like, not get too crazy here, but I'm be like, you're going to see me, bro.
In the name of Jesus.
Yeah. But it's hard, right? Because you try to think with that heart, like, if somebody does something to your kid, bro, like, I know I'm gonna obviously be hardcore in prayer, but I'm gonna tell him that any little boy that comes. I mean, because now obviously, dude, she's not gonna be the first kid over married. That maybe, you never know, but there's gonna be multiple little savages, right? Little Marios, little young Louis, bro, right? And I'm gonna tell them like this: they're gonna come in all slick, bro, and what's up, bro? Whatever, however they are, right? I don't know if they're gonna call me bro. They call me bro. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking to? But you know what I'm trying to say? I'm gonna just be like, I know you're kind. Gia, I know him. But they're not gonna hear that, bro. They're gonna just do what they do. Cause like, I'm not in that phase again yet. Louis doesn't have a girl. He's talked to girls. Right. But he's never been like serious.
It's different with a boy and a girl. It's not like you're gonna be overprotected.
And then the same thing like Mario said, I tell him when you do talk to a girl, be respectful, dude. Don't, try to be this way and this. And like a lot of things I come back and it's like, I feel like I don't want him to use, well, I used to do. And as I tell him, I used to do this, and I don't, if you choose to do that, you saw how I was you saw how I was as a person on that. So what would make you want to go do that? Once again, you have free choice. I know it's going to happen. There's going to be days where we're sneaking in the house, right? Right. My boy's a freshman, bro. He didn't go to not one high school party. So I don't know if it's not a thing or that he wasn't cool enough to get invited. But there was nothing as far as like worrying about him coming home, maybe smoking or drink. Because right now, like vape is ruling in. We didn't have that in school, bro. We had
drugs.
Yeah,
We had
legit
real drugs.
Real drugs.
I won't say the person, but I remember one time being in a math class, right? Once again, I won't say the name. And I just hear, and so I'm like, but like, you know, like that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the? I look and this dude next to me.
Dude,
So wait, I'm good. Like, what are you doing, bro? Why,
that's funny.
dude?
Yeah.
If that fool, they're gonna associate me, bro. My grandma's gonna fuck me up. No, like, what's wrong with you? You know, he's just like, I'm good. Wait, I'm good. Like, just like, dude, crazy. We used to do dumb shit. You know, so it's like.
And when you're a kid, you don't even realize how stupid you're being. Like they would have that stuff out in class, bro. Like
that's crazy.
Like so, you're like, no, what?
Yeah, like I said, I was a desmadroso man in high school. No, I started smoking weed in high school, and I remember we were in a high school restaurant. We wanted to go smoke weed. Like you said, you're dumb. You're a kid. You don't even think about it. Like really, you're smoking inside, indoors, in the restroom. So there we are. We're fucking smoking, and all the coke heads come out of the restroom. Hey, what the fuck? Don't be smoking in here, man.
You're
catch attention. Yeah, so like we smoked them out. We're like, oh fuck. So then we go out.
the
Roaches, bro. Fucking gophers come out. But that's how we grew up in a small town like this. Yeah. And I thank God that Anthony, I've been open with Anthony. He knows I smoke weed. I told him when he was like 6-7 years old. We call it pre-workout because it was like an inside thing. Because, you know, I smoke weed to go work out. For some reason, it just gives me energy to run, to go work out, whatever. So, you know, I've been open with Anthony with everything since he was young. As in, he's been open with us with everything. So I know what kind of kid he is. I know if he were to go to a party, he's not going to want to drink. Because even with family, we're like, hey, come on, man, take a drink. He's like, nah. He's not the type, even to smoke, vape, or none of that. So I thank God for that, for him not to be that type of kid. Because, you know, there's other kids like, yeah, let me drink. Yeah, let me get one. Which is cool or whatever, but, you know, you're with your parents. But I know Anthony, he's chill. He's not. I won't worry about him going to parties and like, is he going to drink and drive? Is, you know, maybe with his friends, maybe like a drink or two, but I know he's not going to do it to get fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, that's always a good thing too. Like I said, I don't know. I'll see that when I see the behavior because I'll be able to see it, you know, like it's
right. That's the biggest thing is the behavior.
Yeah. The behavior, how they act around it. And then Anthony,
because I don't want to be that naive parent, like not my son.
Right.
He's not doing that. Like, no, you never know, bro. Like,
and Adam's had the example of having a dad that's never done that.
Right.
You know, and even I'm not naive.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, he's mine.
Right.
But kids are curious.
Yeah, kids are curious. You know what I mean? Friends
like
and all that.
You just never know. So
yeah,
you know, obviously he's been great up to this point, but at any point,
you never know.
You just never know. You know,
you never know.
But yeah, I mean, my dad. I mean, I saw my dad when I was like real little, be the guy he was before church. And then, you know, obviously once he gave his life to Christ, like he's never been that either. So my example was my dad at parties, not drinking, not smoking.
Right.
You know, after that point.
Yeah.
That's who he was for 95% of my life. So, you know, so, and like Joao and Carissa, they never saw the BC, right?
Right.
So that's who dad is. That's for Adam. That's especially who grandpa is.
Yeah.
Plus, dad's who he is. So for him, it's like.
I wanted to throw an interesting question at you guys, right? So do you think if someone smokes, right, marijuana, are they like still considered Christian, like in your eyes, or do you feel like that's a sin and that's no? And it's both ways, but I feel like obviously being in it a little longer than both me and Oscar.
Man.
And it's okay. It's obviously opinionated. It's I just generally curious, you know.
You know, honestly, like I don't feel like, okay, so let me just preface this by saying, like, the Bible doesn't really talk about smoking, right? It doesn't mention it. It talks about drinking. Well, it doesn't say don't drink. It says don't get drunk.
Drunkard.
Right?
Yeah.
So Jesus essentially knew that people were drinking fermented. It's something that he knew that they were drinking something that could make them drunk. He was aware, right?
Yeah. See, so this is what confuses me. Sorry, and I just want to tie in because it's just generally curious out of this.
Okay.
I saw someone talk about a verse, and it says in 1 Peter, I think 5, verse 8, and that could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Those are the numbers coming in my head.
You're like, I just wrote it down.
But it says that you must be of a sober mind.
Yes.
Right? So obviously, being on marijuana,
So
mind change. But hold on, this is why. This is what kind of, and because I'm a fact checker, bro. I really want to know. I feel like at the end of the day, I want to go off of scripture first.
Right.
I don't want to go off opinion. I want you to answer me in scripture form, not Mario's opinion, scripture form. So I'm saying, I saw someone come on and say, First Peter, right, that you have to be of sober mind.
Yeah.
So my question to you now, and this is just not trying to put you on blast, just trying to literally just get educated, is if that's the case, then, and knowing that wine will eventually head change you and make you not of a sober mind.
Yeah.
So then why is God okay with wine and not okay with the other? If I'm just saying, I know it's a hard question. It's such a freaking.
What do you mean?
Why would it be okay to
drinking,
drink?
not smoking?
Yeah, because technically they both do.
But he said don't get drunk.
Okay, so you're saying before you
So
get to that point,
before I get to that point,
you're gonna get a head change regardless. Before you get drunk.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
thing was like, okay, is it a sin to drink a glass of wine at dinner? Probably not. You're not. It's a glass of wine. You're probably not head change. Even if you feel a little buzz or whatever, right? This is again, lines are blurred. Everything's left for for interpretation.
For sure.
To me,
It's unfair for me to just keep having that. I'm not gonna do that.
But this is how I feel. About it.
Yeah.
If you're able to handle yourself in a way where you just have a glass of wine and you're not getting a head change, and everybody's different. Some people can have one drink and it doesn't do anything. They can have 10 drinks, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Some people, one of them, they're gone, right? So, but if you're able to handle yourself in a way where that drink does not affect you, I don't feel it's a sin. Again, remember, Jesus Christ gave us, we all have our own convictions.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where I draw the line between sin and not sin. You know what you can handle, and you know what changes your mind. Same thing with weed, right? With weed's different because the intention is to have a head change. A lot of people drink, I guess it's natural to them, even if they don't get drunk. Some people just like to drink, right? Their goal isn't to get drunk. They just enjoy drinking. But when you smoke, the whole goal of smoking is to have a head change.
See, and my goal when I smoke is to go as a pre-workout. I literally use it as a pre-workout.
Yeah. So it's a different feeling that you're looking for.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So to me, again, my interpretation of it is your ability to handle that. Now, my opinion, and you can put this is on record. In my opinion, if Oscar uses that as a pre-workout and that's all he does with it, and it doesn't cause him to sin or, think crazy thoughts or lead him into temptation in any way, shape, or form, to me, I don't see that as a salvation issue. That's me. Me personally.
Yeah.
If the Apostolic Assembly says something different, then that's what I'll abide by. But me internally, because of my convictions, I don't see that, because ultimately it's what leads you to sin, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to avoid.
Right.
In order to be Christ-like, we're trying to avoid sin. So in that sense, it's like, it's like doing anything else that doesn't affect anybody. You're doing, if you wear your socks backwards, you're not affecting anybody. You're doing anything wrong. I mean, it's different, obviously. People might be opinionated about it. You're wearing two different socks. And be like, look at this fool,
Right.
He just looks like he doesn't have his life together. But does it really affect anything? Does it, is it hurting anybody? Is it, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
And it's different for everybody. And that's the part that's hard. And that's why the church will tell you, don't do it.
Yeah, I think what I like what you said.
Blanket coverage, don't do it.
What I like.
I can't tell you, hey, maybe do it. And you definitely don't do it. And me, hey, you can do it sometime. You can't do that.
No, I think
you have to have set in stone standards.
Yeah.
And so the church is going to say, don't do it.
Yeah, no, I like what you said, because it's like your own conviction.
Yeah.
So like if, for example,
But don't abuse that. Like, it's my conviction.
No,
what
I mean,
like,
it's the truth. It's your relationship with the Lord.
Yeah,
if He puts it on your heart,
but
like
it has to be Bible based.
No, I mean,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
going off of Bible.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Is it like when we, because you know, a lot of people do that. Like, oh yeah, well my conviction, you know, like, oh yeah, I could get all pedo and it doesn't, you know, like,
Right.
I'm good.
Well, because it's just saying in the Bible, don't be a drunkard. So
Exactly.
obviously you're not going to
So
get to the
Bible-based.
point high. So I guess that makes sense. Like if you're going to get high and I guess use it as working out or using it as productivity.
Yeah.
it'd be
And then like for
different.
that, I have my line. Like you said, it's like you have to draw the line on the dirt.
Yeah.
So I know how much I'm gonna smoke where I'm not stoned. I'm just going enough just to. For some reason, like I said, I don't know. When I take like 3-4 hits, it just gives me this energy, and I'm just like, "Ugh." And I focus it to work out. I go to the gym. I've tried going to the gym without smoking. Man, my workouts suck.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I can't get into it. It's just my head. Like I'm just thinking. I'm just everywhere. And when I smoke, I just focus. And I'm focused on what I'm doing, and I get the best workouts, and I come out like, oh, and I'm ready to start my day, which is kind of crazy. But like I said, when I was open with Anthony, he was like 6-7 years old. This is like 10 years ago. And already, like, yo, this is my workout. And I broke it down to him, like, yo, when you see me and your mom drinking a glass of wine or beer, we're not drinking to get hammered. Because I never get hammered like that. I mean, you've been around when I drank so many times around you guys. I've never, like, drunk. I just drink and then chill low key. And then same thing with weed. I'm not smoking to be a pothead or to get stoned out of my mind.
Yeah.
Just enough to give me that energy that I need. So I'm using it to my benefit to be productive with it during the day. So I never use it as recreational, I guess, to just smoke and like, I don't know, not do anything, which is crazy because it just gives me that energy.
And if anybody came at me with Bible and said, look, this is specifically why you should not do that, and it was there and I could see it in black and white, then it would instantly change my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
because that's what we base, you know, like that's what my life should be based on. But up until this point, I haven't. So that's why I feel like.
No, it was just a question because I mean, I was kind of curious. Obviously, I don't want to, once again, I'm not promoting it. I'm not trying to say it's right. We're talking about the kids. And so I'm trying to tie it into like, I guess, try to understand, right? Like, so is it something like, because alcohol is obviously when it's underage, it's not cool. But once you hit 21, right, it's okay to drink, right? So it's like marijuana has been passed in California, but it's not passed federally. So it's like almost like if I were to have a smoke, would be like I wouldn't have a beer, kind of. You know, it's like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because remember back in the day, marijuana to us was drugs, bro. You had to go buy it. You know, it's secret. It's kind of now that they've legalized it, I see more like people like the stoners are like, hey, bro, it's more like think about it like if I have a smoke after work. That's not, as long as I'm not high at work, you know? So it's like, I wanted to bring that up because it's like, I think it's a big topic, you know? Like people talk about it, especially in California. And like we, you know, so I was like kind of curious. And then all these kids have these access to vapes. That's one thing I don't like about it.
The only thing I will say, like for kids specifically, what bothers me about it or worries me about it is, you know, you talk about gateway drugs. Like they don't understand that you opening that door or that's Pandora's box. Because you've now allowed yourself to say, I'm going to do this thing that I've been told for so long I should not do. When you've given yourself that kind of authority, now you're able to do that with just about anything. Because you've already opened that up. You used to think, I can't do that. I can't ever do that. I won't ever do that. And then all of a sudden, you took that thing and you finally did it. You uncorked it and you opened that. And now, what's to stop you from saying no about anything that you knew you weren't supposed to do, but can still do it? To me, I just feel like weed is obviously that in a lot of
You
ways.
can kind of tie that back down to sin.
Yeah.
Right? It's like
Adam and Eve.
It's like the smallest thing, but I think, and I'm once again trying to tie it back into God, right?
Right.
Is that the smallest sin could always lead to, you know, bigger sin, right? So it's like you're trying to say is in this sense, the littlest drug could lead to
The biggest,
Yeah.
the worst.
And I'll be honest, like that sense for me has always been why I just never opened that door. And I just, you know, personally, I'm like, I prefer to retain that power to be able to say, I've never opened that box. Because once I've done that,
because
what
people
stops
think
me from taking it to any other level?
Right.
people think that I stopped drinking because look, you're the man, like you're the Lord. Like no, I mean, initially I stopped drinking because of health, you know, because my sugar was high, and it's like alcohol turns to sugar.
Right.
And you've been with me, you've been here chilling. We chilled, we drank beer. So it's like, I'm gonna sit here and I could drink some beer with you. But then it's like realizing it later of what it's doing to my health. You know, it's like I don't want to be diabetic with, you know, health issues at 37, bro. I want to be able to go out there and coach my daughter in t-ball. Go out there and go, bro. Remember we used to do one-on-ones in the rooms and we'd freaking go hammer one-on. Me and this guy used to be roommates, bro. We played like basketball, and so it's like if Louis ever did call me out, like, hey, Dad, let's go shoot some. Like, bro, you're not.
But I think you should start working out since you're getting more into health.
No, I do need to. Yeah, for sure.
Since you're gonna stop drinking and whatnot towards your health, just
especially like even if it's just
go
walking,
around for a little run,
even if it's
go
just
walk,
walking or run.
Invite Tito, take Tito out there with you.
I've attempted when I used to run,
but even if he doesn't go, just go on your own.
No, I know I need to get back on it, especially now that the weather's nicer.
You guys got a gym now here.
Yeah,
man, how I wished when I lived in Fireball that we had a gym.
I pay a membership.
We had to drive all the way. We had to drive all the way to Madera.
It's a donation. I donate to I donate to the homies. I donate to the recipes.
Well, since you have a membership, show up.
And I go donate to that vato right there. He's cool, so I donate $50 a month.
When I lived in Fireball, man, how I wished we had a gym in Fireball. We would drive to Madera almost every day to Bally's.
Oh, yeah, I remember you and Nika.
Yeah, Nicasio.
Shout out Nicasio.
Shout out Nikito.
He's doing
But now you guys got it here. You got it readily available, man. Right down the street, too.
I do the same thing. I pay a membership, and I rarely go. Like, it's a $50 family membership, and obviously...
And GB3?
Yeah.
Family membership, so do you...
Adam, his mom, and my sister.
Dang, that's not bad. Yeah. For me and Lou, it's just 50.
Yeah, it's $50.
Say they got 4, we only got 2. See, if I have to step it up.
Yeah.
Tough times.
Yeah, it's tough. Trust me.
Just show up, man. Make it work.
But I mean, that thing's on automatic payments, and I don't know when they go, when they don't go. So, yeah.
Bro, I remember when you're a gambler, you don't have automatic payments. You don't have automatic payments, bro. I remember, like, dude, I get a phone call like right away, like, hey, you haven't, paid your. It's like, my boy, you get paid this day, like it's like. So I got so used to it now, and I recently went back to some automatic payments because I never was,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta do automatic, man. I forget my payments.
Yeah. Well, you're busy, bro. I remember that one day we chilled when you said, let's play cornhole. Yeah. And you're like, and I was all pumped up for my little, like, bro, my phone's going off. This was like, hey.
No, I didn't show. I think you just. Well,
no, you showed me. Yeah. You're like, it goes up. You go, I don't even have them on.
Oh, yeah. My notification.
Yeah, I don't have notification. And then I tripped out. He showed me, bro.
You would have all kinds of red.
Mm-hmm. As we were like watching it, it was just like, tick, tick, tick. I was like, dude, that's crazy, savage.
Crazy.
So, like, how do you, okay, so now just tying back into it, how do you go about,
I get all excited when I get 5 likes.
That's what I'm saying. You get 5, you have.
But it's funny. It's a.
How did like the following start happening? It's just like one day.
It's weird to say because even before I blew up, I was already fighting with social media. Because social media could be, it'll take your time, bro. It'll consume you. It's a drug. You're there all do. So even before, which is crazy because that's like my job essentially.
Yeah,
but
you're
I fight
an
social media because I don't want to be on it all day. So even before I blew up, I was kind of like already had that mentality of like, this is a poison if I don't control it. So I had my notifications off. I had that off already just because it's so like addicting.
Yeah.
And as I started blowing up, it's cool. But I'm like, I just had to like
take a step back
and just let it do its thing. Because it's weird. I have like 3 years now that, that's what that's basically what I do in my career or whatever. But yeah, ever since then, it started blowing up. They don't stop. Those likes, comments, all that doesn't stop. But then in a way, because I don't let it either. I'm like constantly uploading videos. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So one video goes viral, the next 3 maybe don't, but still they piggyback off that video that went viral, and then it's just
snowballs.
Does your
so like when when I told you how you started your TikTok and your Instagram, you're barely starting to roll that ball, and then you stopped it for whatever reason. Like everything has its timing. But I'm like, no, bro, like you just started it. You gotta keep pushing that ball. Because then you're going to start all over. For example,
like right now, I'm starting over right now. I'm not.
Yeah, let's just say you have a big old boulder and you're taking it up the mountain, bro. So you're just starting.
Yeah.
Dun,
hey, lunchtime.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, there, boom. You let it roll back down. And it goes back. And it goes back down further because you
got to eat lunch.
You ain't built momentum.
And the momentum just goes back. Now you got to stop. Now you got to start further back.
Hey, who am I? Got to eat lunch, perro.
Who's that, Tito? But no, it's cool. I love it. It gives me the freedom to do a lot of things that I want to do in life.
Hell yeah. That's
Because, you know, I was going to culinary art school. I knew I wanted to be in the food business. I just didn't know what.
yeah.
And, you know, Tomotech, where we worked, there was a food business,
Yeah,
but we
yeah,
were there
yeah.
working, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
12 hours.
Yeah.
So when I was going to culinary art school, I remember one of the chefs telling us, all right, so this is the career basically that you chose. They were like, forget about weekends, forget about Mother's Day, forget about this holiday, forget about that holiday. You're going to be stuck working 12 to 15 hours a day. And I remember just thinking in my head, like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? Like, I want to leave Tomotech to get more freedom, and I'm going into this next career that I don't know what, that involves me, you know, being cooking all day. And I'm like, oh shit. But eventually I started my meal prep business, and that's kind of when I took off on my own.
Yeah,
And
healthy
I had more freedom. I started to travel, and, you know, kind of just doing my own thing. And I became like my own boss in a way for like 3 years. I didn't have a boss. I didn't have no one to tell me what to do, which is pretty cool. And eventually, you know, I started my social media. That took off, and it gave me the freedom to do basically what I love. It's cooking, coming up with recipes, but I'm not stuck behind a kitchen all day, 12 hours a day. I kind of basically control my own schedule. But as long as I got to keep grinding.
So I was like, now that you have a manager, do you have like certain responsibilities as far as I got to get this amount of videos out, or I got to do
No,
this?
I do. I still do my own.
Oh, okay.
Just as long as the ball's rolling. Like I said, you're still pushing that boulder. I try to do 2 to 3 videos a week.
Okay.
2 to 3 videos a week.
On
Sometimes
each
I'll
platform, you just the same video on each platform?
same video. Yeah, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, kind of what I'm doing then.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I remember when we first started, I wanted to tie into healthy preps, and we can tie into it when it's your podcast, but I want to just touch on it with you here. It's like we have stories, bro, of him starting his, healthy preps.
I think one of the starting points was with you. I don't know if you remember. We did a chicken dinner and we called it a fundraiser.
Come on, homie.
But we were just doing it just to make money.
Hey, my boys. What the?
Well, of course, we're just making
Come on,
money.
homie. What's wrong with you?
It's the hustle. Who cares? It's us.
We saw everybody at Toma Take.
Yeah, you're there. Yeah. So we're just pushing plates. We just wanted to make some money, and like it is a fundraiser.
Hey,
some of the money did go to school.
Remember it started though, like initially because I lost all my money at the casino.
Yeah, that's where it started.
Let's do it.
So we're like, yeah, bro. He's like, I'll take care of all the hustling, the sales, and you take care of the cooking. I was like, let's go. Yeah. So he sold all the tickets. He did all that, all the sales.
Got it to the spot.
Yeah. And my
vato was just getting down. Mm-hmm. Bro, I remember he got without me. Remember, because you're like, hey, we're gonna prep. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go over right now. And it was late at night, remember? Mm-hmm. And I fell asleep. We both fell asleep. And the next day he wakes up, he's like, hey, wait, I was like, we'll figure it out. And he figured it out, bro.
Figured it out. Yeah. Busted ass, but.
He made the chicken whole. Remember? You didn't cut him. You just made him whole. Yeah.
And then I just remember just getting the payday. And I was like, dang, we made this much.
Yeah.
It was a little hustle. So since then, I was like, bro, I like this. I like the cooking and making money. That's when I knew I kind of wanted to go into that. And then I remember just ladies at work at Tomotech would pay me to do their potlucks. Hey, we see you did this on Facebook. Like, can you make it for us? We'll just give you the money and just make it for us. I was like, hell yeah. And that's how my little hustling, selling food became a thing. And I started meal prepping during Tomotech. And that's when I was going with my flyer. I was selling food at work, and eventually.
And you were doing pretty big at first. So the meal prep got kind of like, you had a lot of clients.
Yeah.
I remember I was a client for like a week.
Yeah. And like I said, I got my freedom. Dude, during the meal prep.
For a little bit.
Yeah. During the meal prep era, when I had my healthy preps, my little business or whatever, dude, I got to travel the world. I went to Hawaii, Japan, just different states. Yeah. Different states, Mexico. But I had the freedom to do what I want. Like, all right, I'm not going to work this weekend.
Well,
but the freedom.
Remember Japan, just so for everyone out there, they're like, it's a country. So countries and states.
No, I said countries and then states.
Oh,
like different states.
Yeah, you did a lot of traveling though. That is, dude, I never left Cali.
And so I had the freedom. But the thing is that since it was my own business, whatever, if I didn't work, I didn't get paid. There was no money. There was no unemployment. There was no sick days. There was like, hey, I got hours. None of that. So when I left and I was on vacation, there was no money made, only spent. But sometimes you just gotta enjoy life, and say fuck it, let's go. Because sometimes I'll just think about it, like, should I book this trip? Should I not? It's gonna be this much. Oh my god! Then I just get a lot of like, maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe it's a bad feeling or da da da. But that's just part of the process. Yeah, and you just gotta just take the leap of faith.
Yeah, I feel like I've actually been blessed in a way that like all the traveling we've done. It's kind of been like forced on us because it's like Adam has these schedules and he's gonna go travel or whatever. So it's like, damn, I have to go to Florida.
Right.
Like,
That's good.
I have to go to Nashville. Like, you know, we were in Nashville, and Adam did so well. The CEO of the organization that was doing the showcase, came down. He grabbed Adam after the thing, and he goes, "Hey, do you have a passport?" And Adam was like, "No." And he goes, "Well, tell your dad to expedite a passport. I want you to come to the Dominican Republic with us in a month."
No way.
And I'm like, I just balled out to get here.
Right.
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, Mom, Dad, hey.
And did you guys make
I need
it?
your
Did
help.
you guys
Yeah,
go?
no, we went.
Oh,
you know?
how
So
cool.
Adam got to play in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
fun.
Check
But-
it out, episode 4 of Insidethepodwlou. He talks
All
about
right.
it.
Hell yeah.
So just like that, I was forced on. I wasn't gonna plan to go to the.
That's
Dominican
faith,
Republic,
man.
you know
That's
what I mean?
God.
But just-
That's God. Yeah.
But Adam seizing opportunities and you know obviously invitations and you know whatever, just all of that has happened because of Adam. You know, all the states that I've been in, countries now, like
much more to go.
all.
Bro,
because
I'm
of
sure
that.
he's going to make it to the pros. It's going to be so cool when he does.
Think about it, bro. He has a big time
MLB,
influence. This is how
yeah.
good God is, bro. Big time influencer already. Future MLB guy.
He's already going up
And
there.
Hopefully, in the future, a good
It's so
big
hard,
podcaster.
bro.
You know,
It's so hard.
It's hard.
You-
Life is hard.
You see the amount of talent
That's out there.
like that's out there, bro. It's literally God. Like I tell
God.
him, I tell him.
Hey, but he has God behind him.
That's what I'm
How
saying.
many people
like I
have
tell
God?
him.
I mean,
son,
they
like,
do, but you guys are
like,
powerful.
you know, like
Yeah.
you understand the power of
Right.
God's influence in your life. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Through his family, through
bro,
everybody.
Like you look at like I've shown Louis like the pictures of the players that he plays with and how big they are and everything.
Right.
And he looks tiny compared to those dudes. And it's like he has no business being there. And yet he's there. And I'm like, I promise you, it's not because of you.
God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's not
It's
you.
the angels
bro.
in the outfield. What
so I'm just like, you have to understand that God is opening those doors for you. And so you, even in your preparation and in your journey, you need to continue to put God first in your life
Yep.
because that's really why you've been able to do what you do. It's not because you're, you know, all of 5'9" and
Right.
you know 160.
Yeah.
Like you're not special athletically. You know what I mean? I know guys in Mendota and Farball that were better athletes than you, but
He has God behind him.
but he has God behind him. You know what I mean? And that's what's allowed him to just be blessed and have those opportunities. And as long as those doors continue to open for him, like it's just about being, you know, just being humble and grinding. You know what I mean? So like, but yeah, bro, you go out of town and you see the talent.
I could just imagine, man.
Oh my gosh. Just on his high school team.
Yeah.
Right now at Buchanan.
Right. Because a lot of those kids, I'm sure a lot of those kids grew up
Oh yeah. They're all
with
playing
baseball
since they
bat.
were, yeah.
I'm sure just like Adam.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not special in terms of like, I mean, you know, where we're from,
Right.
Mendota Farball, like, oh my God, he's really
Special,
good.
yeah,
you know,
but
like,
not-
I mean, he's still
Bigger league.
special though. Think
Yeah.
about it, bro. He's in Clovis West. Yeah, last year D1, he made first team All State as a sophomore.
yeah.
That's special. I don't care if you're from Mendo, you're from Farball, you're from
Yeah.
Buchanan. Like, you're first team All State.
Yeah.
That's God's blessing, bro. You're a big time influencer. Like, when did you feel like it started? Oh shoot, this is happening.
Just people started recognizing me in the streets.
No, but like, did you notice it? Like, you're one day, like, did it like one day you wake up and it's like, okay, I have this amount of followers now, or like, it just
I don't know. I just tend not to try to look at them. I'm like,
really, bro.
if it'll mess with your head, it'll mess with you. You can't just because even with, sometimes because if you put that stress on you, it's harder, I think, to put out videos. Because now you have the pressure of like, oh, this one went viral, my next one has to go viral.
yeah.
Just post it, send it, and whatever happens, happens. Don't dwell on it like it's not doing good. Sometimes just like, I get tired of like commenting, like I gotta comment back. But you have to interact with the people. You have to have engagement. So if they see like, oh, he comments back to people, like they're more willing to comment. So it's like work in a way. But I look at it as work. You just gotta step away from it and
Consistency.
just do your best, and if it hits, it hits, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Because sometimes it does. I mean, it fucks with me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It fucks with me like with my creativity. Because I'm like, oh, what should I make? Like, oh, I gotta be creative. This one has to be a little
That's
better.
like going 0 for 4 right there. 0 for 3, 0 for 4, and you're just like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do? Like,
And sometimes the
you know?
simplest
Like,
videos do the best. So sometimes just like, and the best times is when I go for a run. I feel like, I get closer to God, where I get the ideas and I'm out there and boom, I get it. Oh, yes. this. I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm gonna do this, and I just do it. And even before I film, I feel this pressure. I'm like, I'm like, just go there and just go, just shoot, leap, take the leap, and boom, it just kind of falls into place.
Yeah,
Some videos do good, some videos do bad, but whatever. It doesn't matter if it does good or it doesn't matter if it does bad. Next one, what are we doing?
No, hey, that's good. That's
so
good.
I tell you, a lot of times I'm like trying to push you, like, bro, just
do
throw
it
it out there, just throw out the video. Like, don't wait. Why? You already got these videos that you already stacked up. What are you waiting for? There's not a perfect time. You're never gonna be ready. Just
I think honestly,
just shoot it. Just
between us now and like live on here and they're telling you guys what I felt like, and I never heard God's voice, bro. But literally, and it was just happened to be the day of Lent, March 5th, because I had announced I was gonna do my podcast. The first one was March 5th, right? But I had none of this. I had nothing.
Right.
It was just gonna be like mics. I had just bought a phone, right? And I felt like the Lord telling me like, give up social media. Like He didn't say it physically to me, but I just felt it, bro. Like
maybe to tell you, like,
give it up.
It doesn't really matter.
Like take it.
You could, yeah.
And then so as I did, it's like everyone was on me, bro. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say friends too. Like, whoa, where you at? Where's the video? Where's this? And it's like, bro, I had to put all this together in less than 40 days. It's a lot, you know. Because once again, the initial thought was like this, that, blah, 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 right? And it's like, no. Now look at Isaiah 60:22. When the time is right, I, Lord, will make it happen. Now we're podcasting. It's not the best, but it's a good start.
Yeah.
You know, compared to what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Right. And I felt like even yesterday, I brought Tony on, right? And then he's shot out 5 podcasts already, bro.
Yeah.
And
That's what I'm saying. You got yours.
Nike, just do it. Right. And I'm like, but that's just not me, bro. Like, I get it. I have to, like, right now, those other first 5 episodes are currently in editing process right now. You know, and I already explained to you the next 6 after those 5 come out, then I'll start releasing some clips, and then I'm going to release like a season. That's how I envision it right now.
Right.
It could change. I don't know, right? Yeah. I continue to be in prayer about it, continue this, continue that. Because once again, I didn't know what this was going to turn into. I keep watching the time because I'm like, I don't want to overdo it, right? But it's like, we kind of just flowed. I mean, we talked to God. We talked a little bit about our boys, and it was kind of, I felt like it was a good conversation. Obviously, I didn't want to touch too much on it, but when I did talk about it, I was like, one, I'm genuinely curious, right? Like, when did you feel it? And you are right. Like, I don't look at my followers like that, but I look at, like, when people start asking me, like, well, why are you investing so much in this? You know, like family, obviously, right? Like, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm not trying to put anybody on the front street, but it's like, are you going to get paid? Like, are you just, and I remember, but we've been saying this, bro. You guys have been my friends for a long time. I've been saying I'm on a podcast for like 6 years.
Right.
And we all just do it.
Right.
And so now at least I'm there. God has me at this spot. And I feel like I'll see where he leads me, you know? Because obviously you guys both know, and I don't want to say it yet on camera yet, but the opportunity that I have coming up, you know, I'll know soon, right? And if that opportunity comes, bro, then I feel like this is going to tie into it more, and it can get, you know, and then from there, the blessings go. Because I want to do, bro, I was telling you earlier, like, I want to do events and I want people to be involved. I want, you know, to be, and this is where I feel like God has me at Good Guys. I've met a lot of big companies over here on the west side, bro. You know, Cardella Winery, Try, big farmers.
Shouts out to Pete.
Oh, yeah, he's right there.
Shouts out to Peter.
But you know what I'm trying to say? And it felt like when it's all meant, bro, I'm going to use that famous saying again, Isaiah 60:22. When the time is right, I, Lord, will make it happen, because all of it will align when it's supposed to. You know?
Right.
But thank you guys, bro, for coming in on my birthday. You know, obviously, I would like to have, you know, we can only do 4 at a time.
Yeah.
I wanted to do 3, but I think it was perfect.
Cool.
It was like perfect, you know. Do you guys have anything that you guys want to say before we kind of head out?
No. Happy to be here. Love you. You know, and I'm excited for you and the podcast to see, obviously, what it turns out to be. I think whatever it's meant to be, like that, it's gonna be what it's meant to be. You know what I mean? And I hope that you don't put too much pressure on yourself about what you assume it should be. You know what I mean? Just let it be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, no, appreciate it.
Swing away, boy. Swing away, my boy.
Oh,
swing
baseball, I like it.
You got the balls already racked. You just got to swing it. Throw them out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You'll get the home run eventually.
Yeah, no, I honestly, it's just like you said, consistency. And the thing is, like, I think when we do something, like, you love doing your videos, right? And you said it yourself, bro. You're like, my favorite thing to do is be in 110-degree weather watching my boy play
Well,
baseball.
I mean, I prefer better weather.
No, but I'm just,
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
you know, I'm just giving an example. And I
But
could
yeah,
sit here and
I
tell
could
you,
do
like,
one
I
thing,
like
right?
to, you guys saw when you came over, I was, hey, let's go podcast.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Like, I like it. I like sitting down, talking. I like having a meaningful conversation, something that we're educating people on, and they get to see, like, oh, wow. Like, and in this sense, people get to kind of see, oh, shoot, you know, like, because we were friends way before any of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the cool thing about you, what shows me, and I feel like why God has people on my journey is that you show me humility. You show me, you know, you're humble, bro. You're still the same guy. I can still call you. I'll joke around with you like, oh, I like that, my boy. You don't even answer my call. But then right away you'll call me back. Lou Dog. You know, and it's like, so it's always, I want to continue to be like that. If it does something, I don't want to change. You know, I want to still be the same. Hey, I'm right there. Especially to the ones that were like, when I was going through it, like the real ones.
All right. Now we're done.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Who's this?
Reyes.
All right, cool. Órale pues.
All right, guys.
Peace.